Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay, then we will move on to Texas State University President Kelly Damphus. Thank you. Rhymes with Memphis, Senator Zaffarini tells me.
Very good.
Which is very helpful.
Thank you, Dean. That helps.
All right.
Good afternoon, Chair Huffman and Senate Finance Committee. My name is Kelly Damphus. I'm president of Texas State University. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share Texas State's vision for a brighter Texas. When President Lyndon Baines Johnson returned to his alma mater, Southwest Texas State, to sign the Higher Education Act, he called education the most important door to open for America's youth. Today, keeping that door open is more critical than ever. By 2036, 70% of Texas jobs will require post-high school credentials, but only 36% of Texas high school graduates currently achieve them. Texas State is working to close that gap. Last fall, as the Chancellor mentioned, we achieved a historic milestone, surpassing 8,100 freshmen. We are well on our way to surpassing 9,000 freshmen this fall. As the Chancellor mentioned, 50,000 Texas high school seniors have applied to Texas State this year. We had over 40,000 total students. That's on our San Marcos campus and our Round Rock campus as well. We have record enrollment this spring and have already admitted a record number of Bobcats for the fall 2025 semester. This growth is intentional and reflects our commitment to serving the entire state of Texas. 95% of our students hail from 230 counties across the state, and 86% of our 230,000 alumni remained in the state after graduation. At Texas State, we are determined to help the state achieve its goal of building a talent-strong Texas in San Marcos and beyond. In the past year, for example, we've added 18 new degree programs at our Round Rock campus, increasing enrollment there by 21%, introduced 40 online degree programs, enrolling more than 500 students this spring, and established partnerships with community colleges across Texas, allowing students to complete a four-year degree from Texas State without leaving home. Collin College and Austin Community College are our first partners in that endeavor. Each of these new degrees is in high-demand fields that address the state's critical workforce needs. Our commitment to serving Texas also extends to becoming a preeminent national research university. Texas State has more than tripled its research expenditures over the past decade, surpassing $165 million in fiscal year 2024, placing us among the top 20% of research universities in the country. We are well on pace to becoming a Research One university by 2027. As you can see from our handout, our top legislative priority is clear: to support the Coordinating Board's recommendation on formula funding and the Higher Education Fund. For the 26 institutions that rely on HEAF, this funding is essential, not only for maintaining our facilities, but for ensuring we keep higher education affordable for our students. By the way, our average net cost for students to attend our school has decreased 23% in the past decade, adjusted for inflation, based on increasing private and institutional scholarships. Now that Texas State has far surpassed the $47 million threshold for federal research expenditures to earn a full share of TUF for the 2025 biennium, we are grateful that both introduced versions of the budget include the necessary addition to TUF for Texas State to receive a full share. A full share of TUF will allow us to nearly double the number of doctoral programs we offer, number of doctoral graduates, to recruit world-class research teams, and to invest in building a research infrastructure that paves the way for groundbreaking discoveries and patents. Strengthening our research capacity also allows us to tackle Texas's biggest challenges, drive innovation, create jobs, and attract more federal grants to Texas. Building on our current water expertise at the Meadow Center for Water and the Environment, for example, our research teams are actively preparing Texas State to become the preeminent water research university in the country. The funding requests outlined in the handout will also allow us to tackle some of the state's highest priority needs, like college affordability, career readiness and workforce development, school safety, artificial intelligence, water, and the teacher shortage in Texas, just to name a few. Finally, I echo Chancellor McCall's call to expand the TSUS Tuition Promise programs, increasing the income threshold from $50,000 that Texas State currently offers to $100,000 for incoming freshmen and new transfer students. This would greatly strengthen the state's workforce needs by unlocking the door to higher education for thousands of Texans who might otherwise not be able to afford to go to college. Your continued investment in Texas State helps us transform lives and to make Texas better. Texas State is swinging open the doors of opportunity wider than ever before to meet the needs of the drivers of Texas's economy by helping build the workforce of tomorrow for Texas. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to answering your questions.
All right, Senator Zaffirini has a question for you.
Thank you,
A
Madam
question,
Chair.
right? I'm kidding.
Well, you answered the question I asked the Chancellor about your progress, and that certainly is impressive. But my related question is, how did you progress so quickly in so many areas?
Well, I've only been here for 2.5 years. We've been a university for 125 years, but my predecessor and her colleagues did a great job of hiring great staff and great faculty that led us to have a vision towards becoming a great research university. Second, as the Chancellor mentioned, the state of Texas has invested in higher education at a rate unlike anything I've seen in any other states I've worked at. And the funding that you all have made available to us has allowed us to do things we couldn't have imagined doing 25 years ago.
That's amazing. Thank you. Would you focus on your water research and how that is funded and what you're asking for from the state, if anything?
So we're not asking specifically for money for water research, but we do research, for example, on desalination, water purification, and impending water shortfall in the state of Texas. As we have more and more people moving to Texas, the impact on our water supply is becoming strained. And so we're looking at ways to help reclaim water, for example, to make it safe for drinking water more quickly.
That's wonderful. Chair Huffman said just a few minutes ago that the ALERT program would be funded in the supplemental bill.
I'm glad to hear that.
That's wonderful news. Could you talk about its impact statewide?
So it's not just statewide, but nationally as well. So we actually send training materials and instructors around the country to train law enforcement officers to rapidly respond to active shooting situations and other disastrous things as well, but mostly active shooters. We're training more than 100,000 police officers, first responders, and actually citizens as well to respond to active shooting situations. They're partnering with the Texas School Safety Center to provide school safety opportunities, training for school administrators and teachers and law enforcement on Texas schools to make sure they're as safe as possible as well.
Thank you so much, and I'm so proud to be your senator.
I'm proud to have you as my Senator Dean.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Senator Nichols?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I was glad you asked a question about the school safety center, but y'all also provide a lot of other information and resources for safety for our schools.
Yes, sir. It's not just active shooting, so it's all kinds of emergency responses. And another mandate for the Texas School Safety Center that happened last year or the year before was actually to help prepare for disasters at schools and then to audit the extent to which those plans have been put in place so that we don't have doors that are left unlocked and people going around the plans that we put in place.
Do you feel like that's kind of settled out now?
Sir, we can't, I'll never be comfortable.
Okay.
We can't take our eye off the scale here.
Well, we're
off the
trying to
scale.
ramp up and
We
go
are.
out, but I mean, if we got to the point where
We are now in a position especially with this funding that we have requested from you all, to better audit the plans that we put in place.
so you
we weren't
feel
able
like
to do
we're
that
fully
before.
staffed now, those positions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I think one of the goals also is to get, I think that came from the safety czar, if that's may not be the right name, but they wanted to get the ability for those people to be commissioned law enforcement. Excuse me, my staff
TA.
corrected me, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. On your water,
Yes.
the desalination effort, we've got, I wish Senator Perry was here, he's the expert. One of the issues on desalination, I mean, the technology's there, obviously it gets better all the time, but it consumes so much power, the energy to do the work,
Yes, sir.
pushing through all those cells and things like that and working it through are y'all making any significant progress on coming up with techniques that take less energy?
That's the goal, Senator, is to expand the capacity to generate more water to desalinate more water at a time, do it cheaper and faster, and energy being a part of that cost factor.
Okay, because at the same time, we may be accelerating the desalination, which will take more power, we're also have other data centers and things like that, so we've got a lot of discussions going on how we're gonna produce all this extra power in
Yes,
this
sir.
thing. So, okay.
Absolutely. You're
Thank
right
you
on,
very
you're
much.
right on target.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. That's all the questions we have for you today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for your service.
All right, now we'll call up the Sam Houston State University and Sam Houston State University College of